Okay, it's week 3 of EFL League One, so I'm going to quickly run through my predictions for this weekend's fixtures. Burton Albion take on Port Vale. Burton Albion obviously blew that 2-goal lead at Barnsley last weekend. Port Vale picked up a really good home point against Cardiff. And yeah, I fancy a draw in this one, so I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Exeter take on Mansfield. Exeter, really good home win against Blackpool last week, 4-1. Mansfield lost both of their league games, did pick up that League Cup win at Chesterfield, which I'm sure they would have enjoyed. But yeah, I'm going to go for another Exeter home win, so 3-1 to Exeter. Barnsley take on Bolton. Like I said, Barnsley, they come back from 2-0 down last week to win 3-2. Bolton, they beat Plymouth last week at home. I just fancy goals again in this game. So I'm going for another 3-2 win for Barnsley this week. Blackpool take on Huddersfield. Opposite starts really for these two teams. Blackpool letting 7 in 2 games. Huddersfield scored 5, haven't let any in. I know it's early days, so can't just go off a couple of games, but I really do think it will follow on in that fashion. So I've gone for a 3-0 away win to Huddersfield. Bradford take on Luton. Bradford, 4 points from their first 2 games back in League One, so decent start for them. Luton have won both of their games. Do think this will be quite a tight game actually, but just fancy Luton to edge it, so gone for a 1-0 away win. Cardiff take on Rotherham. Cardiff, 4 points from their opening 2 games. Rotherham, 1-1, lost 1. I think it'd be quite a big ask for them to go and get anything at Cardiff. So, yeah, home win in this one, 2-0. Doncaster take on Wycombe. What a start for Doncaster. Won their first 2 league games. Thrashed Middlesbrough 4-0 away in the League Cup. Wycombe lost their opening 2 league games. Still think they're in for a good season. But yeah, fantastic start from Doncaster. I do think this will be a draw, so I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Leyton Orient take on Stockport. Leyton Orient, really good home win against Wigan last week. Stockport won their opening 2 games, so they look like they've carried on well from last season. But I do fancy Leyton Orient at home, so I've gone for a 2-1 home win. Lincoln take on Plymouth. Tough start for Plymouth. Lost their opening 2 games. Lincoln, 1-1, lost 1. I fancy both teams to score. I fancy Lincoln with the home advantage to edge it, so gone for a 2-1 home win. Reading take on Wimbledon. Reading yet to score in their opening 2 games. Wimbledon got a pretty mean defence. So yeah, don't go for many 0-0s, but I just fancy 0-0, so I've gone for that. Stevenage take on Northampton. Good start for Stevenage, won both their games. Seen quite a few positive Stevenage fans think they're in for a good season. I do think Northampton will be down there. But yeah, I think Stevenage will make it 3 out of 3 with a 3-1 home win. And finally, Wigan take on Peterborough. Wigan, 1-1, lost 1. Peterborough lost their opening 2 games. I always fancy Peterborough for both teams to score, so I'm going to carry on with that, but I do think Wigan will win. So I've gone for a 2-1 home win to Wigan, and that's my predictions for this weekend. Let's see how we get on.